What about other things like the sort of some of the points you're making when you're talking about Daigou are about consumer trust and things like that. Are those sort of aspects of society different than in a place like Australia?
Oh,
I'm not.
absolutely. Absolutely. You've got 5,000 years of Chinese culture working on a very trust-based relationship. So it's ingrained in the DNA. And I'll just step back and explain the process of Daigou, because a lot of people misunderstand what is a Daigou. Um, a Daigou, in Chinese means buy on behalf of. And so if someone in China, let's just say there's someone in Beijing wanting to get access to A2. Now, A2 is readily available in about 10,000 stores in China, but they don't choose to purchase it in Beijing because they fear the product is not as good as a product from the source country or Australia. So they reach out to someone they know. And this is a key thing. They know that person in Australia. They trust that person in Australia. So they reach out, typically by WeChat, and they say, "Can you buy me 5 tins of A2?" That person living in Sydney, it's probably a cousin or a relative or an ex-colleague or an ex-classmate, will say, "Absolutely no problem at all. I'll go down and get you A2 and I'll send it to your home." Now, the process, they physically do that generally, and then they tack on a bit of a fee for service. That Daigou will add generally anywhere between, for tin formula, $5 to $20 for a tin. So they get paid a compensation for it. The buyer in China has no problem with that because they usually have a discretionary income. They're concerned about quality of food, so there's no issue. And that Daigou physically goes to purchase it. They physically pack and ship it, and it arrives back in China. So that whole process is based on trust and fear. One in China on fear of the product, the product quality, and trust because my contact in Australia won't do me wrong. Those two aspects drive this whole phenomenon.